Hi students, today let us learn a new chapter, The Adventures of Toto, written by Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond is a famous Indian writer in English. He is well known for his short stories. This is one of his short stories. This is a humorous and adventurous story of a naughty monkey named Toto. The writer's grandfather bought the monkey from a Tonga driver. The pranks played by Toto have been narrated in an interesting way and make the story a must read for us. First paragraph. The writer's grandfather bought Toto from a Tonga driver for the sum of 5 rupees. The Tonga driver used to keep the little red monkey tied to a feeding trough, and the monkey looked so out of place there that grandfather decided he would add the little fellow to his private zoo. Feeding trough meaning a large container for feeding animals. Tonga means hose cart. The writer's grandfather purchased a monkey named Toto from a Tonga driver by paying 5 rupees to him. The Tonga driver had tied the little red colored monkey to a feeding trough so that he could not run away. When the writer's grandfather saw the monkey, he had a desire to add him to the collection of animals which he had in his zoo at home. Back to the text. Toto was a pretty monkey. His bright eyes sparkled with mischief beneath deep-set eyebrows, and his teeth, which were a pearly white, were very often displayed in a smile that frightened the life out of elderly Anglo-Indian ladies. But his hands looked dried up as though they had been pickled in the sun for many years. Yet his fingers were quick and wicked, and his tail, while adding to his good looks, grandfather believed a tail would add to anyone's good looks, also served as a third hand. He could use it to hang from a branch, and it was capable of scooping up any delicacy that might be out of reach of his hands. Meanings of the new words. Anglo-Indian, a person relating to both Britain and India. Pickled, food that is preserved in vinegar. Scooping up, lifting. The writer gives a description of Toto. He had bright, shiny eyes which were full of mischief. The eyebrows were deeply set on his face. His teeth were like pearls. Many ladies belonging to the Anglo-Indian community got scared when they saw his teeth, which were displayed when he smiled. Toto's hands were dry and wrinkled as if they had been dried in the sun like pickled vegetables. He had a long tail. The writer's grandfather thought that the tail added to the good looks of an animal. Toto's tail was like a third hand for him. It helped him hang from the branch of a tree. He also used it to lift objects which were beyond his hand's reach. Back to the text. Grandmother always fussed when grandfather brought home some new bird or animal. So it was decided that Toto's presence should be kept a secret from her until she was in a particularly good mood. Grandfather and I put him away in a little closet opening into my bedroom wall, where he was tied securely, or so we thought, to a peg fastened into the wall. Peg means a hook. Explanation. The writer's grandmother was against the grandfather's attitude of bringing new pets, birds, animals. So the grandfather thought that they would conceal this fact from her until she was in a good mood. At that time, they would disclose this to her. The writer and his grandfather secured Toto in a little cupboard in the writer's room. In order to be sure that Toto did not escape, they tied him to a hook in the wall. Back to the text. A few hours later, when grandfather and I came back to release Toto, we found the walls, which had been covered with some ornamental paper chosen by grandfather, now stood out as naked brick and plaster. The peg in the wall had been wrenched from its socket, and my school blazer, which had been hanging there, was in shreds. I wondered what grandmother would say, but grandfather didn't worry. He seemed pleased with Toto's performance. New word meanings. Ornamental means decorative. Wrenched means broke. Wrenched means broke. Socket means attachment. Shreds means cut into thin slices. Shred means cut into thin slices. Socket means attachment. Explanation. The writer and his grandfather went to Toto after a few hours. The sight was shocking. Toto had torn the decorative wallpaper. He had broken the hook and had escaped from his binding. Also, he tore the writer's blazer into thin pieces. Back to the text. He is clever, said grandfather. Given time, I am sure he could have tied the torn pieces of your blazer into a rope and made his escape from the winter. His presence in the house still a secret, Toto was now transferred to a big cage in the servants' quarters, where a number of grandfather's pets lived very sociably together. A tortoise, a pair of rabbits, a tame squirrel, and for a while my pet goat. But the monkey wouldn't allow any of his companions to sleep at night, so grandfather, who had to leave Dehradun next day to collect his pension in Shahrampur, decided to take him along. Word meaning. Sociably means in a friendly manner. The grandfather was quite delighted to see Toto's adventure. He felt that Toto was very clever. He said that if they would have given him more time, he would have tied the thin pieces of the writer's torn blazer into a rope and would have escaped out of the winter. Toto was shifted to the servant quarter. He was put in a cage. He would live with the other pets in grandfather's zoo. The zoo comprised of a tortoise, a pair of rabbits, a squirrel, and the writer's pet goat. Toto was very mischievous. He did not let the animals sleep at night. The writer's grandfather had to leave for Shahrampur the next day. He decided to take Toto along as he was unmanageable. Back to the text. Unfortunately, I could not accompany grandfather on that trip, but he told me about it afterwards. A big black canvas kit bag was provided for Toto. This, with some straw at the bottom, became his new abode. When the bag was closed, there was no escape. Toto could not get his hands through the opening, and the canvas was too strong for him to bite his way through. His efforts to get out only had the effect of making the bag roll about on the floor or occasionally jump into the air, an exhibition that attracted a curious crowd of onlookers on the Dehradun railway platform. Explanation. The writer was disappointed as he could not accompany his father and grandfather and Toto on the trip. His grandfather narrated the happenings of the trip to him later. He had got a special bag for Toto. It was made of a strong material, canvas. He placed some dry grass at the bottom of the bag. On the trip, the bag would be Toto's home as he would live in it. The bag had a zipper on top of it. The writer's grandfather ensured that when the bag was closed, Toto would not be able to escape out of it. Neither could he come out of the opening as it was closed with a zipper. Nor could it bite the strong canvas material not to run away. Still, Toto made unsuccessful attempts to come out of the bag. Due to this, many times the bag would roll on the floor, or it would certainly jump in the air. These movements were noticed by the people on the railway platform. and made them curious to know what was inside the bag. Back to the text. Toto remained in the bag as far as Sharapur, but while grandfather was producing his ticket at the railway turnstile, Toto suddenly poked his head out of the bag and gave the ticket collector a wide grin. Turnstile means a mechanical gate consisting of revolving horizontal arms fixed to a vertical post, allowing only one person at a time to pass through. Meaning is, it is a mechanical gate allowing only one person at a time to pass through. Explanation. Toto remained secured in grandfather's bag till Saharanpur. At the Saharanpur railway station, the writer's grandfather was taking out his tickets to cross the turnstile. At that time, Toto peeked out of the bag and smiled at the ticket collector. Back to the text. The poor man was taken aback, but with great presence of mind and much to grandfather's annoyance, he said, "Sir, you have a dog with you. You will have to pay for it accordingly." Annoyance means to anger someone. Explanation. The ticket collector was astonished to see a monkey in grandfather's bag. He recovered quickly and asked grandfather to pay the ticket money for travelling with a dog. Back to the text. In vain did grandfather take Toto out of the bag. In vain did he try to prove that a monkey did not qualify as a dog or even as a quadruped. Toto was classified a dog by the ticket collector, and 3 rupees was the sum handed over as his face. Then grandfather, just to get his own bag, took from his pocket out pet tortoise and said, "What must I pay for this, since you charge for all animals?" The ticket collector looked closely at the tortoise, prodded it with his forefinger, gave grandfather a pleased and triumphant look, and said, "No change, it is not a dog." Vain means an unsuccessful attempt. Quadruped means an animal which has 4 feet. Fair, ticket price. Explanation. Grandfather was unsuccessful in explaining to the ticket collector that Toto was a monkey and not a dog. He insisted that Toto was not even an animal with 4 feet. But the ticket collector was firm that Toto fell in the category of dogs. Grandfather had to pay 3 rupees for Toto's ticket. Grandfather was disappointed, and in order to take revenge from the ticket collector, he took out his pet tortoise from his pocket. He asked if he was supposed to buy a ticket for it too. Back to the text. The ticket collector looked closely at the tortoise, prodded it with his forefinger, gave grandfather a pleased and triumphant look, and said, "No charge, it is not a dog." Prodded means pushed. Explanation. The ticket collector took a close look at the tortoise, pushed it slightly, and announced that grandfather was not required to buy a ticket for it because it is not in the category of a dog. Back to the text. When Toto was finally accepted by grandmother, he was given a comfortable home in the stable, where he had for a companion the family donkey Nana. On Toto's first night in the stable, grandfather paid him a visit to see if he was comfortable. To his surprise, he found Nana without apparent cause, pulling at her halter and trying to keep her head as far as possible from a bundle of hay. Stable means building set apart and adapted for keeping horses. Halter means a strap or loop placed around the head of a horse. Explanation. The writer's grandmother finally came to know of Toto's presence in the house. Finally, she realized that Toto's presence in the house. She allotted him space in the stable along with the family donkey Nana. On the first night in the stable, grandfather visited Toto. He found Nana restless, putting its rope in order to stay away from the heap of hay. Back to the test. Grandfather gave Nana a slap across her haunches and she jerked back, dragging Toto with her. He had fastened onto her long ears with his sharp little teeth. Toto and Nana never became friends. Haunches means back. Grandfather hit Nana on the back in order to stop it. Nana jumped back with a jerk and Toto was dragged along with her. Back to the text. A great treat for Toto during cold winter evenings was a large bowl of warm water given him by grandmother for his bath. He would cunningly test the temperature with his hand, then gradually step into the bath. First one foot and then the other, as he had seen me doing. Until he was into the water up to his neck. Once comfortable, he would take the soap on his hands or feet and rub himself all over. When the water became cold, he would get out and run as quickly as he could to the kitchen fire in order to dry himself. If anyone laughed at him during this performance, Toto's feelings would be hurt and he would refuse to go on with his bath. One day, Toto neatly succeeded in boiling himself alive. Explanation. In the winter season, Toto enjoyed having a warm bath. He would pretend to be selfish and before starting his bath, he would check the temperature of the water. He would copy the right and stepped into the tub 1 foot at a time. Finally, he would sit in the water with his face out of it. Then he would rub himself with soap. When the water became cold, he would run out of it to the stove in the kitchen in order to dry himself. Toto got annoyed if he was laughed upon or if he was made fun of by others. He would get hurt, then refuse to take bath. When he was teased by others, he refused to take bath. The writer recollects an incident when Toto had almost boiled himself. Now he is recollecting an incident in which he had completely boiled himself. Back to the text. Now he is describing how he had once boiled himself. A large kitchen kettle had been left on the fire to boil for tea, and Toto, finding himself with nothing better to do, decided to remove the lid. Finding the water just warm enough for a bath, he got in with his head sticking out from the open kettle. This was just fine for a while, until the water began to boil. Toto then raised himself a little, but finding it cold outside, sat down again. He confused hopping up and down for some time, until grandmother arrived and hauled him half-boiled out of the kettle. Hauled him means pulled him out. Hauled him means pulled him out. Explanation. In a large kettle, water was boiling on the stove. Toto climbed up to the stove and removed the lid from it. He felt that water was warm enough for him to take a bath. He entered the kettle with his head out of it. When the water started boiling, it became hot for Toto. He thought of coming out of the kettle, but as the temperature outside was cold for him, he stayed in it. Toto kept on jumping in the kettle for a while. It was when the writer's grandmother arrived that she took the half-boiled monkey out of the kettle. Back to the text. If there is a part of the brain especially devoted to mischief, that part was largely developed in Toto. He was always tearing things into pieces. Whenever one of my aunts came nearer him, he made every effort to get hold of her dress and tear a hole in it. Explanation. If there is a part in our brain that governs our ability to create mischief, then that part in Toto's brain was highly developed, as he had a great capacity to do mischief. He was always busy doing mischief. Whenever the writer's aunts passed him, he tried to tear their dresses. Back to the text. One day, at lunch time. A large dish of potatoes stood in the center of the dining table. We entered the room to find Toto stuffing himself with rice. My grandmother screamed and Toto threw a plate at her. One of my aunts rushed forward and received a glass of water in the face. When grandfather arrived, Toto picked up the dish of potato and made his exit through a window. We found him in the branches of the jackfruit tree, the dish still in his arms. He remained there all afternoon, eating slowly through the rice, determined on finishing every grain. And then, in order to spite grandmother, who had screamed at him, he threw the dish down from the tree and chattered with delight when it broke into 100 pieces. Spite meanings a desire to hurt or offend someone. Chatter means the sound made by the monkey. Explanation. The writer recollects another incident when Toto created a lot of mischief. At lunchtime, a dish of rice was placed on the dining table. When the family reached to eat, they found Toto eating it. Writer's grandmother screamed at Toto, and in response, he threw a plate at her. When the aunts tried to catch Toto, he threw a glass of water in their face. When the grandfather arrived, Toto left the place through a window with a dish of rice along with him. Toto remained out of the entire afternoon. He sat on a branch of the jackfruit tree, determined to eat all the rice. As the grandmother had screamed on him, he wanted to annoy her further. And so after eating the rice, he threw the dish. It broke into several pieces. Back to the rest. Obviously, Toto was not the sort of pet we could keep for long. Even grandfather realized that. We were not well-to-do and could not afford the frequent loss of dishes, clothes, curtains and wallpaper. So grandfather found the Tonga driver and sold Toto back to him for only 3 rupees. Explanation. Finally, grandfather realized that Toto was not suitable to be kept at home. They could not afford the frequent losses that he gave them. He tore clothes, curtains, wallpapers and broke dishes. So the grandfather sold Toto back to the same Tonga driver for a sum of 3 rupees. Children, hope you understood the lesson. Yes, can I ask you some questions? Yes. Why did the grandfather decide to buy Toto? Because grandfather was an animal lover and he took pity on Toto as it was kept tied into a feeding trough. Then Toto looked out of place and he decided to bring it to his private zoo. Why did grandpa hide Toto for some time when he brought him home? Because grandmother was not very fond of animals. When he used to bring new animals or birds, she used to make a lot of fuss. To avoid this, grandfather hired Toto for some time. Why did grandfather decide to take Toto along with him to Dehradun? Grandfather decided to take Toto along with him to Dehradun as there were many other pets also that lived there. But Toto would not allow any of his companions to sleep at night. So he made this decision. Who was Nana? How did Toto tease Nana? Nana was the family donkey. Toto was kept in the stable with Nana, where Toto used to tease Nana by fast biting onto her long ears with his sharp little teeth. Even Nana got fed up with Toto. Why did grandfather give away Toto the monkey? Toto was very naughty and he troubled everyone. The other pets were not happy with him and he broke a lot of dishes, tore clothes, curtains and wallpapers. He had become very difficult to handle and so grandfather gave Toto away. Thank you children. Thank you and goodbye.